Hey folks, Quill18 here, and welcome to Let's Play the Diablo 3 beta. A lot of things have changed since the last time I did a video. In fact, I just did a video, and then they patched it yesterday, so I'm redoing the video. So many mechanics have changed the game, and I think they're probably all for the better. And it's certainly, look at the hair whip around. Look at that. Well, that's cool. So easily distracted. But it's kind of obvious as to why Diablo is being delayed so much. They're making some core changes to the mechanics, and we're going to explore them as we move forward. But let's just get started here, and we'll explore the changes. So I am playing as the wizard this time. My first spell, I should turn off these tooltips actually. We're going to look at the options very briefly here. All right, in a brief amount of time. My default spell here, the magic missile, is free, costs no mana, which is I haven't played the wizard before this patch, but of course I've played many sorcerers in Diablo 2, and this sort of thing is kind of nice actually, to be able to certainly be able to spam something as much as you want, not have to worry about running out of mana and having to melee as a spellcaster. Because it's kind of annoying to be reverted there. I really like her throwing animation. It looks very satisfying. Actually, she's got a few animations she cycles through, but she really looks like she's whipping her wand around. That is worth noting. I can also just use my wand, apparently, to do an auto attack here. But I don't really intend to do that very much, since my magic missile is free, but maybe that'll change. Thank you for opening the door. Maybe that'll change going forward. Maybe I won't always be using a free spell. I don't know. So everything's been wiped, so I don't have anything in my stash except for the 2 potions they always put in there to, I don't know, to get you to learn. There's my wand. I have no other equipment. And we gotta go into the inn. So we'll talk about the new skill system as soon as we level up, and then we have a little bit more to talk about. Skip the dialogue. Same dialogue as last time. Nothing's really changed there. Kill all these guys. There we go. Oh god, that leveling animation, so good. Pick up some gold. Yes, new skill slot. We're gonna go into Leah's room, pick up her book, which will give us some XP.
We've been under siege for 6 days now. Uncle Deckard is still missing. Captain Rumford and the others are losing hope. I tell them not to lose faith.
So we have a new skill slot available, so we're going to look at leveling up, and this next screen may be a little bit shocking to people. So they've redone the skills UI, which isn't by itself not necessarily a big deal, but the big thing about it is you can see the skills have been divided. Primary type skills go on your left mouse button, secondary type skills go on your right mouse button, defensive spells get bound to your hotbar, action button number 1, arcane 2, conjuration 3, mastery 4. And all of the classes do this for primary, secondary, and defensive, and then have 3 custom ones. And before you freak out and think this is like what? You have to, you can only bind things in this particular manner? No. This is the default, but you can toggle off an option. In fact, I'm going to do so now. That changes, it's called elective mode. That allows you to bind things in any damn way you please. Like that. Well, it didn't change the names. Maybe it didn't. It's supposed to rename them. But I'm thinking maybe it doesn't rename them right now, but it should allow them to be placed anywhere. Well, let's take a look. So it should have given us a secondary skill, Arcane Orb. New secondary skill, yes, we're going to activate that. Huh. Maybe elective mode doesn't work right now. I'm starting to think that it's not. Alright, well, that's fine. We're going to use things like this for now anyway. It's just a demo. We're not going to get very far. But the other big thing they've changed this patch is they've implemented runes, which have been the way they work has been changed, but now they're low enough level that we're going to be able to access them once we hit level 6. Last patch, one of the things that changed is the attributes over here. Changed from being, what was it, attack, defense, something or other, I don't know, back to the very classic strength, dexterity, intelligence, and vitality. Which I think I prefer. A, there's something a little bit more old school about it, and B, I like how the attributes can do a little bit more. Like, strength will always give you bonus armor, and if you're a barbarian, it also increases attack damage. Intelligence is the primary stat for us as a wizard. It always increases resistances, but it also increases art damage, so we're going to want a lot of intelligence, and I think thematically that's very strong. You can also go over here and get a nice breakdown of details. The other thing is, when you mouse over your spells by default, or your skills I should say, their description is very simple and newbie-ish, but if you hold down control, then it gives you specific details about how they function. And, again, in the options, we can show advanced tooltips. So we're going to turn that on. We're also going to turn on auto-equip items, which is just going to help us when we're getting started out. So now we always have the advanced things, which I prefer. Oh, I guess we go to talk to Leah before we move on. Alright. So yeah, the auto-equip item actually addresses a complaint I had last time around, which is I like it when you're just starting off and you're not wearing anything. If you pick up, like, gloves, it auto-equips the gloves. Because obviously some gloves are better than no glove. And then you don't get a situation where you've started out and you're just, things are pretty easy at first, so you can just power level through a lot of it, but then you've been playing for the last 15 minutes and you never equipped any pants that you found or something. Especially since the way I play, I tend to fiddle with my equipment sort of between Venture bits. Like, I'll go to town and then I'll look at everything that I've picked up and dropped, and then I'll make decisions about what to equip. I don't want to constantly stop my my sort of questing and looting to fiddle with my equipment. Oh yes, my right button's go. So, Arcane Orb, it shoots it forward, does a lot more damage, does cost Arcane Power, but it seems to AoE. In fact, it's quite good. Anyways, I don't have mana, I have Arcane Power. So that's nice. So I've got something that I can spam, and something that I can spend mana on. Arcane Power on. It's a nice little compromise. Musty Cellar, we'll go down here, we'll see what there is to kill. So the overland map is not very randomized. I think some of these little sort of musty cellars and things sometimes are. Okay, all this purple snot all over the place around these monsters is reminding me of something that just happened in Dwarf Fortress. Ugh.
Dear reader, I am Abdul Hazir, adventurer, scholar, and researcher. I share my knowledge of this incredible
Quill Fiend. I'm not a fiend.
Through my insightful missives, often at grave risk to myself. Why, I was recently in Honduras, where my tents were ransacked by vicious quill fiends. I was able to beat them off with a shoe, but a less bold man would have fared far worse.
Alright, that's pretty funny. But yeah, the overland maps are intended to give more of a sense of kind of continuity, and also not kind of delay you from getting to the actions. All the dungeons, of course, are totally randomized, same as they've ever been. Boom. God, that is satisfying. So I don't mind this sort of setup. Actually, it's kind of a fine idea. I mean, I'm not sure how much of a difference it makes, but it is kind of sometimes irritating to spend longer looking for the dungeon than it does to actually get there. Or than to actually clear the dungeon, I should say. God, it's too early in the morning. I shouldn't be doing this. But the patch just came out. Like, they patched yesterday, but then the servers were down for 24 hours or so. So this is the first opportunity I've had to do this. I haven't even had a coffee yet. My gosh. And I know my voice is kind of funky. The wizard is extraordinarily satisfying. All the spell effects are wonderful. I really enjoy it. I did a run-through as a witch doctor. Not a complete run-through. I did a partial play as a witch doctor, and I did enjoy the gameplay quite a lot because I like, ooh, cave under the wall. Because I don't think I've ever explored here. I like classes with like pets and companions and stuff, and so I find that gameplay enjoyable. But there's something a lot more direct and visceral about the wizard here, and it's pretty cool. Also, the witch doctor has a lot of damage over time spells, which I like for efficiency. And I used to play a warlock in World of Warcraft, for example, so I'm quite a fan of dots. But again, I find for Diablo it's almost counterproductive, especially early on. See, this sort of normal Act 1, it's so easy. And the problem with the demo is there's not a lot of pleasure in playing it over and over because the beginning part is so easy. It's just, you know, like a grind to get through. But then once that's standard Diablo, right? And there's no real challenge or excitement really early on. Exactly, the challenge and excitement comes from the fact that you level up so fast, not exactly from the monsters. There's no challenge, so instead you're mostly just playing through to get to the higher difficulty levels, and then that's where like the really exciting gameplay starts off, and the sort of general the way the game works changes dramatically because you're not one-shotting monsters the same way. The monsters are quite tough to fight. So let's kill this guy and take a look at our skills. New primary skill. It's nice that it tells you what category it falls under, so we can replace magic missile. That's a signature spell, that's why it's free. With shock pulse. Oh, also a signature spell. Alright, let's take a look at it. 3 unpredictable charges of electricity. I'm getting beat up. I don't like unpredictable charges, generally speaking. Oh, of course it puts my spell on cooldown. So they have changed it. You can change your spells whenever you want. You don't have to go to town. Ooh, nice cloth tunic, nice and red there. When the spell's not ready, it still lets me shoot my wand, though. That's nice. So when you use a longer cooldown spell. Alright, so that's cleared up. So, yeah. The range isn't fantastic. It is semi-random, but not really that random. One of the spells I'm not a fan of for the Witch Doctor are the explosive toads. Yeah, this is more AoE, but no, I'm not a fan of this sort of. I suppose it's good against a swarm. It might hit more than one, but I've got my arcane orb for that sort of thing. So I'm gonna switch back. Now, perhaps I would like the shock pulse more if I use runes to change how it works. You know, maybe there's some variant there that I would enjoy more. So we'll see what that's like when we get to the runes. Unlock that. That's good, and I can go back to New Tristram for the next quest because the door is locked.
Thank you for your help.
Quest complete.
Come, let us search for your uncle. We'll need to open the door.
There's some more exploration I could do in town here for some extra XP, but I'm just going to try to complete the quest as quickly as possible.
Adria was my mother, but I don't know much about her. She died when I was very young. I was raised by Uncle Deckard.
What about your father?
I'm told he was a
Yay, chest. Oh, that roof fell on me. I'm surprised I'm okay. You'd almost think I'm tough and can survive like explosions of catastrophic proportions. I don't know. Adria's hut. So we're gonna go down into here. Oops, loot him. Go down here.
I think there was more to your
Kill some things.
People said she was a witch.
Loot the cauldron. Get a potion. Why is he not moving? I'm sure I haven't stunned him. There we go. Maybe Leah did something to him? Explodes into frost. Picked up a magic item. Now, well, yes. So while you think the wand is a sort of important inherent part of being a wizard, it's not really. I can use any standard melee weapons in place of this wand, and it is important because your spells all scale up with your weapon damage, you'll notice down here. So it's very important to basically always equip the most powerful thing you can at any given time. That being said, wands are unique items that only wizards can equip, so chances are they're going to be more appropriate for me. So most of the time I'll probably be running with a wand, but early on in this game, actually I should use this sword. It's got the highest DPS. Early on in the game, you kind of just end up using whatever the heck you find all the time. You don't have a lot going for you, so you've got to make do with whatever you find.
To me last night. I
suspected what was lurking within his trouble.
So we're going to use the sword for a while. It does mean if my spells were on cooldown, then I'm going to be meleeing things instead of shooting them with my wand, but I can deal with that. There we go. I think I'd stopped one-shotting them. Oh, you can get one-shotted. That's unfortunate. It's a little funny to be swinging a sword and then casting a spell out of it, but I won't complain too much. Smash! Yeah, a hat! Oh god, that is... I can't decide if it's awesome or terrible. Kind of reminds me of the sorting hat from Harry Potter, though. Does it have any stats? Probably not. It's just a gray hat. Yeah, inferior wizard hat. Worn by inferior wizards. Wait a minute. I don't like that. I do like how much our character stands out from the environment, especially with the red sash. It's actually quite lovely. The last time I came through here, I couldn't actually go into this area. So the overland map doesn't really change, but little components of it do. Okay, villager. Move him. Summon all kinds of monsters. Is that all? Oh yeah! And leaves his torso behind. Kind of cute. Oh, I left some gold in there. Not that it really matters terribly, terribly much. Boom! Shakalaka. That is really quite enjoyable. Oh.
This is TRISTRAM. The
Hee
star is somewhere inside.
I do like AoE for, especially the early parts of the game, since you can just mow through things so quickly. It tends to be a really efficient way to clear levels. AoE doesn't always do very well against bosses, but that's okay. Ooh, chandelier, crushed. Oh, it didn't get them all. Fail. Oh, that's good for clearing barrels out too. So I don't auto attack everything.
I didn't think I could get any better.
Level 4.
Some foul new disease has taken hold in this land, and the carrion bats are near the heart of it. Since returning to TRISTRAM,
I don't have enough
I have
arcane
seen their
power.
numbers surge. The evil forces that linger here give them strength, and I fear...
Alright, that's enough. Let's level up. So, now we've unlocked defensive skills. I'm going to pick up Frost Nova. It's on 12-second cooldown. Explosion of ice freezes nearby enemies for 3 seconds. Doesn't give me the advanced pop-up here. There's actually no way to get it. Just interesting. We can get it here. Or is that all it does? Doesn't actually do damage? Huh, alright. Let's test it out on these guys.
Need more time.
Oh, still on cooldown. Where'd that other bat go? Come on. Yeah, just frozen, no damage. Alright. Purely defensive. Of course, we might be able to mod it later. Hey, a fortune shrine. Plus 25% magic and gold fine. I like it. Give me good loots. I want loots. Kaboom! Nice way to clear his little stuff. The AoE again.
Need more arcane power.
Freeze! Oh, so nice. Kaboom! Ah, need so much more arcane power. That was efficient. Do-do-do-do. No upgrades. Okay. A little dead end here. More dead endage. Yep. So, let's go down this way, I suppose. Random dungeons. So this is fun. The exploring here is fine. Real sense of adventure and danger. You don't know what lurks around every corner. Kaboom! I could freeze those worms next time. This wizard is really, really satisfying and enjoyable to play. It's funny, in some games I find spellcasters are more micromanaging and a pain versus